We are all chosen ones. We are all special. We are all made of the same cloth, if you wish. Which means that in every one of us, there are unexplored gifts, abilities, capacities, when you choose to listen to them. And it takes something to listen, because as kids, we were told not to.
Welcome to another episode of WyzeCast, the show that elevates voices, shines the light, showcases the gifts of our heart-centered guests, and amplifies the positive differences they are making in the world. In a time when more and more people are curious about metaphysical worlds and are feeling called to rediscover and reconnect, I am thrilled to dive into the gifts and wisdom of our first guest. She is an energy intuitive and energetic translator. Her passion and mission is to serve as a bridge between the physical and the energetic worlds, bringing to us the invaluable insights and guidance of the teams, which are a collective of high energy beings. She has dedicated herself to allowing her abilities and gifts to expand, enabling her to discover more of her true essence and divinity while preparing her to perceive and interpret constantly the subtle energies that surround us. One of Sofia's unique gifts lies in the capacity to channel and translate such energies into words, codes, and guidance for her clients, allowing them to live from a place of alignment with their true self and to step into their highest path. Sofia is here with us today to talk about living a life aligned with our destiny and filled with purpose, joy, and abundance. My name is Melanie McSally, your host for today's episode. And without further ado, I would like to welcome my light-filled, heart-centered, and gifted friend, Sofia Nunes.
Thank you, Melanie. Thank you for those kind words and for the introduction. And thank you for your heart. It shines so brightly in all amazing endeavors that you do. And thank you for creating such a beautiful space where all of us feel safe to share our unique lights and gifts. I also would like to thank the listeners for your curiosity and willingness to discover and connect with more of who you are. Thank you.
It's such a delight to have you here with us today, Sofia. Have you always been a bridge between worlds, channeling and translating the highest energies you feel and receive?
Great question. And the answer is yes and no. The truth is that ever since I can remember, I've heard messages from the divine messengers who I have come to call the teams, as well as other people's thoughts, and that was just normal to me. In time, though, I realized I was the only one hearing such messages and thoughts, and as a result, people found me weird, and I got scolded a lot. So around 10, no, because I did my best to shut down such gifts and just be normal, as I heard all my life. I kept hearing the teams though. I just chose to ignore and not pay attention to them. And of course, this came primarily at my own expense and detriment. I could have avoided so much pain and made my life much easier had I just listened. As it was, I reached 41, empty of divinity and ready to quit my life. However, it was in this darkness that a small sparkle of light started to come through, and without realizing it, I slowly started to make space to allow, to trust, and honor my gifts. And I returned to my innocence that I always had inside me and be the spiritual rebel that I am. So the other part, the yes, is that today, yes. Today I joyfully and unapologetically stand in service as a bridge and energetic translator. And I'm blessed to daily feel and experience the most magnificent and magical love. Because I choose, and I choose in every moment to listen to the teams. That is why today I step out of hiding in the darkness and proudly own my gifts and share the teams and their alignment codes and messages with you.
Oh, thank you, Sofia. You are so amazing. How many of you listeners out there can relate to the need to fit in and feel normal? I'm so glad you broke free of that, because I know I have been blessed from your gift on numerous occasions, and this world is a better place for having you in it, and you sharing those gifts out with the world. One of the times that I can remember most vividly of you sharing your gift with me was this day where I was feeling particularly beat up as a business owner. I was having this client who kept reaching out to me and saying some not so nice things. And I was beating myself up about it, because before we started that person's project, my intuition, my team, told me not to take on this project. And I did it anyway. I did it anyway because I felt like it was a good opportunity for me to bring closure with this client. And I was regretting the fact that I didn't listen to my own intuition. And just as I was sort of hanging my head and feeling kind of low in that moment, you texted me. And it was the most beautiful and insightful message. It was like it was all knowing, like you knew exactly what was going on in my life. And let me set the stage for the listeners. We had not seen or talked to each other in days, maybe even weeks. And in fact, we were in different time zones that left us maybe with a 7-hour difference, so literally we were in night and day, worlds apart from each other. And so I sent you this quick reply back, like, you don't know how much that meant to me. It was so timely. And you responded back that your team had told you to reach out to me. And I just thought that was so incredible, because, I have my own intuition, and so my own team that guides me. But to have somebody else reach out to me with messages from their team, it just made the world feel smaller. It made me feel more connected to you, and in so life in the world in general. So, what an incredible gift. How amazing was that? I truly believe this is your gift to the world, is to show people, to allow people to feel that they're not alone.
Yes, that is my daily moment to moment intention, so that people can remember that we're not alone.
So you mentioned you choose daily. Is that all it takes to be in alignment with your soul? I mean, aren't energetic abilities and gifts only for some people?
I used to think that too, because I was told that only chosen ones hear. Even though deep inside, I've always known we are all chosen ones and special. I still believed only some special people have gifts and abilities. However, what the team's shown me when I was grappling with that myself and I experienced firsthand is that we are all chosen ones. We are all special. We are all made of the same cloth, if you wish, which means that in every one of us there are unexplored gifts, abilities, capacities, when you choose to listen to them. And it takes something to listen, because as kids we were told not to. Now such gifts, abilities, capacities present themselves differently in all of us, because we are all to weave different and unique tapestries that are in alignment with our own souls.
Wow, how powerful. We are all unique. Everyone has gifts. This is what makes life so beautiful and interesting. You heard it right here, folks. You have gifts. Even if you haven't identified them yet, you have them. You are special. Even if people are looking to convince you otherwise, even if your own mind is looking to convince you otherwise, you were chosen to be on this planet at this time, living this life for a reason. So, Sofia, is there a way all of our listeners can experience that alignment that you have with your soul? Can they experience that same alignment?
Yes, as a matter of fact, the teams gave an alignment code called Align with Your Soul and a brief channel guidance to be shared. Dear one, this code is designed to activate in you a new level of alignment with your soul, wherever you find yourself on your journey. We invite you to sit with this code, allowing its activation in you. If you feel resonance with this code, and it is the first time engaging with an energy code, we would like to offer some ways you can use this code in order to capture and embody it in you. Place your non-dominant hand over the code with a clear intention to be open to receiving its activation. Print the code and use it under your pillow while sleeping, or meditate with it, or have it print in front of you while you work. Have it on your phone, your computers, your technological devices, in a way that each time you go to them, you'll see the code. The most important guidance we can give you when working with any energy codes is follow your guidance. There are no wrong or right ways. Work with it how you feel called or how you feel called to at the time. We wish you a new level of alignment with your beautiful soul. Just as we are, your soul is always with you, excited to connect with you, bringing you the joy, abundance, and truth you desire. You are love. You are loved. All is good.
That's so beautiful, Sofia. Thank you for this amazing showcase of your gift. So, for those of you that are only listening to this podcast and are not actually watching the video, Sofia presented us with a channeled energy code in the form of a visual picture. But don't worry, because Sofia is going to provide us a way for all of you to access this channeled code and message from the teams so that you can download and print it. I will put all of that information in the description box, and at the end of the video, we'll actually bring it up on screen as well. Sofia, it has been such a pleasure listening to your gift and watching you shine your light onto the world. Would you like to leave our audience with any last messages?
Yes, we are never alone if we listen. Let me say that again. We are never alone if we listen. I was reminded of this by an amazing energy intuitive, Lee Harris, that channels and works with energy beings he calls the Z's. So if you want my help listening, I'm here for you.
Wow. What a beautiful final message. Well, there you have it, folks. You are never alone. If you'd like Sofia's help listening or interpreting the message from your spiritual teams, from your ancestors, from your highest self, I highly suggest that you reach out. As I mentioned, Sofia has blessed us with channeled messages from her team. You can access those messages through the link provided below or in the description. If you're just listening and not actually watching, then you can click the description to get that link. Sofia is an amazing soul that comes to us from Portugal. I always like to mention the locations because I travel all over the world, so it's cool to know where people are coming from, where they're joining us from. Sofia, thank you for being my very first guest on WyzeCast. Thank you for accepting the call to share your light with the world. It has truly been my honor spending this time with you today. If you feel ready to rediscover and reconnect with more of you, please take Sofia up on her offer and receive Align with Your Soul channeled code and messages from the team. I want to thank our listeners for tuning in. If you like what you heard here today, please do like, share, and comment. We are trying to get WyzeCast to be a hot new release. So if you feel inspired, if you felt moved, if you felt called, if we earned it, please do like, share, and comment. It is free for you to do so. It really helps the podcast grow, and we really do love your engagement. This was another episode of WyzeCast, the show that elevates the voices, shines the light, showcases the gifts of our heart-centered guests, and amplifies the positive difference they're making in the world. If you want to learn more about WyzeCast, you can visit our website at wyzecast.com. We drop 10 episodes every month on the 21st, so you can binge watch or spread them out over the month, whatever suits your mood and lifestyle. Once again, my name is Melanie. It has been my pleasure being your host today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your engagement. And I invite you to come back and join me once again for our next episode of WyzeCast.